So in today's video, I want to explain how interest rate will impact everyone in the US and how an average US family will be paying more to Uncle Sam and how much more. And finally, who will benefit from a federal rate raise. The Federal Reserve's mission is to keep the US economy humming, not too hot and not too cold, but just right. When the economy booms and runs hot, distortions like inflation and asset bubbles can threaten economic stability. That's why the Fed steps in and raises interest rates, which helps cool down the economy and keep growth on track. It's a kind of battle of the ice and fire. For sure, such changes will influence every family, every household. It will affect mortgages, stocks, bonds, and credit cards. And to understand how everything works and why everyone, you, and you, will be impacted, we should get better understanding of what is a federal funds rate and how it's connected with the entire economy in every family in the US. In the evening, after the long day, banks check how much money they have. And if its level is too low, they ask Fed to borrow them some money for one night.
Hey Fed, I'm broke and I need money for night to chill out. May I borrow some money from you, dear Fed?
That's a straightforward analogy of how it works. At its regular meetings, the Federal Open Market Committee, aka group of senior guys making serious decisions, sets a target range for the federal funds rate, which acts as a reference for big commercial banks' interest rates. That's why the federal funds rate is the most important benchmark for interest rate in the whole US economy. And the goal of raising the federal funds target rate is to increase the cost of credit throughout the economy when the economy is too hot. Higher interest rates make loans more expensive for both businesses and consumers, and everyone ends up spending more on interest payments. Those who cannot or don't want to afford the higher payments postpone projects that involve financing. It also simultaneously encourages people to save money to earn higher interest payments. It reduces the supply of money in circulation, which tends to low inflation and moderate economy activity, aka cool-off economy. So for instance, if Fed increases funds rate by 1%, that's pretty aggressive. It will directly impact the lifetime cost of home mortgage loans significantly for many borrowers. So if an average family in Texas, where I live, has a $300,000 loan for 30 years with a fixed rate mortgage, if the banks were offering them an interest rate of 3.5%, the total lifetime cost of the mortgage would be approximately $485,000, which nearly $185,000 of the accounting interest charges. And monthly payments would clock in around $1,340. But let's imagine if Fed had raised interest rates by 1% before family got loan, the interest rate offered by banks for a $300,000 loan home mortgage rose to 4.5%. As a result, over a 30-year life of the loan, the family would pay a total of more than $547,000 and approximately $247,000 interest payments. And their monthly mortgage payment would be approximately $1,520. So every month, this family will be paying about 13% more than if the federal rate stayed the same. So in response to this increase, the family in this example might delay purchasing a home or opt for one that requires a smaller mortgage to minimize the size of their monthly payment. Yeah, that's how it works. This is very simplified example, shows how the Fed reduces the amount of money in the economy when it raises rates. And besides mortgages, a rise in interest rates impact the stock and bond markets, credit cards, personal loans, student loans, auto loans, and business loans. So the higher market interest rates can hurt the stock market as well, very easy. Because when Fed rate hikes make borrowing money more expensive, the cost of doing businesses raises for all companies. So over time, higher cost and less business could mean lower revenues and earnings for firms, potentially impacting their growth rate and stock values. So if the cost of borrowing money from a bank increases, the opportunity to expand investment in capital goods by corporation stalls. The interest rate may be so high that many companies will not be able to afford to grow at all. Also, interest rates affect consumer and business confidence. A rise in interest rates discourages investment. It makes firms and consumers less willing to take out risky investment and purchases. By the way, bonds are also susceptible to interest rate changes. When the Fed increases rate, the market price of bonds immediately declines, and new bonds will soon be coming onto the market, offering investors higher interest rate payments. And existing bonds, to reflect the high rates, will decrease in price to make their comparatively low interest rate payments more appealing to investors. For users of credit cards like you and me, home equity lines of credit, and other variable interest debt, rates would rise by roughly the same amount as Fed hike, usually within 1 or 2 billing cycles. And those rates are based partly on bank's prime rate, which moves in tandem with the Fed. So if you wanna have iPhone 13 and pay with a credit card,
Pay more.
if you wanna have a new Xbox,
Pay more.
so no one can hide, even a young gamer who wants a new Xbox. And by the way, those who don't qualify for low-rate credit cards might be stuck paying higher interest rate on their balances, and the rate on their cards would rise as the prime rate does. Should the Fed decide to raise rates 10 times or more in 2020 or 2023, we don't know. Realistically, that's possible, but I'm not sure that will be very good for economy. By the way, who will get some relief from their interest rate? That's possibly someone who wants to take auto loan. Car loans tend to be more sensitive to competition, which can slow the rate of increases for this specific customer sector of economy. Not all Fed rate hikes will impact you directly, and not all corners of your financial world will be affected by rate changes. But keeping tabs on Federal Reserve monetary policy changes is essential for keeping your economic life in order and your family financially healthy. For investors, especially those getting close to retirement, rising rate environments need to be handled with care. As in any other market condition, striking the proper asset allocation among stocks, bonds, and cash is the best way to mitigate impact of rising rates. And the stock and bond markets often react unexpectedly during rising interest rates. That means stock prices could go up when historically they have gone down, and vice versa. So, as in all types of markets, diversification is the key. Diversification is the king. And last but not least, who will benefit from a federal rate raises? While higher interest rates might be alarming for borrowers, they are great for anyone with a savings account, because the Fed funds rate is also a benchmark for deposit account annual percentage yields, APYs. When Fed raises rates, banks react by increasing the amount you can earn from deposit accounts. But there is one glitch, a little hitch. Inflation, about 7.5%, will eat all your gains from saving account. But that's a totally different story. See you guys.